Well, hello everyone. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you are watching WPBA Billiards on YouTube. This is the Derby City Classic Round 4 matchup in the 9-ball division between Bret Snowden and April the Grinder Larson. We've got 4 ladies from the WPBA still in this event. Angela Janik is currently playing. Christina Tkach, Pia Filler, and April Larson. April actually just played. So when I saw that they redrew her already, I was kind of surprised at how quickly she was back up. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's bad for it may be bad for Bret, right? So I'm not super familiar with Bret Snowden. So if anyone's familiar with him and knows where he's from or maybe is Fargo, you guys could throw that in the chat for me. I'd appreciate that. All right, and there is a link in the description of this video to go, and it's really quite simple. If you go to your browser and you go to digitalpool.com, click on tournaments, it's going to be one of the first 3 tournaments that pops up. Make sure you click on the right Derby City bracket, and you'll see a viewer. It's not a normal bracket here. These are viewers because what they do here is they redraw every single round. So every round is a redraw. If you win, you go into the next round. If you lose, you have a buyback option. You can buy back into the event, and they'll redraw you into the next round. If you don't have a buyback because you've already used it, then you're outsee. Sayonara. If you choose not to use your buyback, then you get your 1 loss, and you're passed to hang out and watch some of the best players in the world. St. Louis, and he's a 618. Thanks, Jesse. I just came off a match on LFR Live, so I've been pulling some double duties here, but that's all right. I don't mind. Good match for Skylar Woodward on that stream. They're going a little back and forth while these ladies are still in this event. We have 4 ladies from the WPBA grinding it out at the Derby City 9-ball, and I'm doing quite well, actually. So pretty simple. She wants to get on the good side of the street. Looks like she's fine. She could, I don't know if she can stop this if there's just a tad angle going to the right. But if not, she can roll it 1 rail forward and come back out just a tad. She's going to use it. Looks like she's using a high ball. She's going to roll it in, go to the rail, come back out. Ooh, she put a little bit of left-hand spin on that. Nice shot by the grinder. Hi, Steven. I do have sound effects. I have them. Oh, we'll use them in both of our channels for sure. Uh-oh. There you go. For everybody who likes the sound effects, that one's for you. All right, so like I said, I'm not super familiar with Bret. Sounds like him and April are probably fairly close in skill. April maybe a tad higher, maybe a bit more seasoned. We'll see. Someone said that we have 2 Mark Wilson students here, so we know that they both know the right way to do this. He's a very good coach. Don't forget, guys, if you're currently watching, make sure you share and subscribe if need be. If you're not already a subscriber to the WPBA Billiards on YouTube, make sure you do that. You can hit the little bell icon as well to get notified whenever we go live. We'll be back in action at the end of this month. Next week, we'll be headed out, my husband and I, traveling to Birmingham, Alabama. We'll be live with the final stage of the Old House in Iron City Invitational, produced by the WPBA. Christina Zlateva, who normally is here. She is, I'm sure, at home prepping. She's promoting that event. Her sponsors are headlining. So Kamui, Mez, and Olhausen. And of course, Iron City is her home pool room. All right, April Larson. Getting it done. April Larson is a top 10 ranked player inside the WPBA. And just a fantastic human, by the way. She is hilarious. If you're not familiar with April or some of her journeys and some of the things that she gets herself into, you definitely need to go check out her social media accounts. She's a lot of fun. She's just recently launched a Q case line with Castillo leather goods. So they are launching it at Derby City. So she's hanging out in their booth. If you happen to be at Derby, don't forget to stop by and tell her LFR sent you. Check out those new Q cases. All right. This is where we're going to see some of the struggles with the 9 on the spot. You're going to see a lot more innings back and forth to the table. People don't have this break quite figured out yet. Ultimately, they typically will break from the left or the right of the break box when the 9's on the spot, and their goal is to pocket the one in the side most of the time. They do make them keep the 2 random at this event, so the 2 cannot be placed on the bottom. Having, their goal making to make the 1, then they can kind of track the placement of the 2 on the break if they put it in the bottom. So they make that remain random. All right, nice shot there by Bret. Now he can just play this. He could play 1 or 2 ways. He can play a pocket speed and just slow roll it in, or he can go up and down the table like this. Very good shot by Bret. I like Bret's jersey. All right, so I'm not sure if he needs to draw this, if he can draw this straight back. Oh, he does. Beautiful shot. A little bit more pace. Totally fine. Good shot by Bret. Yeah, April is a Peach Hour sponsored player. All of her equipment is by Peach Hour, and of course Castillo leather goods for her cases and her jam up apparel for her jerseys. She's got quite a few. If you're interested in following along April's journey, please don't forget to go check her socials. Make sure you're following April. All right, 2 rails and out. First almost didn't look as though he had enough pace on that ball, but he's sitting beautifully to make this 9 and tie this match up. Nice out by Bret. All right, 1-1. Lots of good stuff going on here at the Derby City Classic. If you're interested in following along, you can go to digitalpool.com and click on the tournaments link. Find the Derby City Classic event that you're wanting to follow along with. But if you're wanting to follow these ladies specifically, go to the Derby City Classic 9-ball division. Yeah, so Stephen Bishop found the Fargo rates. April is a 665, and Bret is a 619. It's not quite a 50-point difference, so it doesn't look as though they'd even have to spot one game difference if they were to play in a handicapped event, which this is not. This is wide open. And Fargo really doesn't have a whole lot to do with the Derby City Classic or the WPBA, to be fair. It's just a great system to kind of get us inclination on how some players play in comparison to others. I can't tell if April's got enough of this. She ended up missing the one. Looks as though she got a really nice roll there. Bret may have to go to the air. I don't know if he is a well-rounded jumper or not, but I assume he has all the things in his arsenal. Yeah, so he's definitely going to the air. Very nice try. Looks like that he may have gotten fortunate. I don't know. I can't tell from this from here. It looks as though she may have the one, but if not, she has the rail first on the one. Yeah. Right. Playing this rail first, staying in the window of the 6-8. I think she's hit it well. Wow, snaps. Great shot on that one ball. Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. A little early, too, right? I was celebrating that shot on the 2. A little too soon. I think the 6 goes on the side, so April. Oh, she was trying to get on the 4. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, with the purple 4 and the black 8, they get me messed up every single time. They are using aramith balls, but they're using the traditional color schemes. You know, with the WPBA, we always use the pink 4. And, yeah. And so I tend to miss the purple 4 now. All right, so Bret's got to catch the window between the 6 and the 7 here. He's probably going to come around 2 rails for that window. Unfortunately, he's missed the 4. This is a much more natural shot for position on the 5. April can just pocket this with a little bit below center, making sure she catches. The window there. She almost overcut that ball a little bit, but it fell beautifully. Now we know that 6 goes in the side. So she's going to grab her bridge. All right, nice shot there. I don't know if she's maybe was thinking she'd try to play the 6 in the corner, or if the angle's just deceiving me. She may be able to play the 6 on the side with some draw under the 7 and back out. If she opts to roll it, if she opts to roll this ball, she's going to take the back cut on the 7, it looks as though. All right, so she played the draw. I like that better. Keeping the cue ball under the 7. Then it doesn't take a chance of leaking a little too far forward. I think that was a much better choice. All right, one rail back out. She's going to just slide it over. Doesn't look like I think she fell a little straighter than she intended. If she'd have had a little more angle, she'd have had more options with the cue ball going to the 9, but this is plenty fine. All right, a little slide over to the long rail on the right. All right, so she's able to stun it that direction. That's a great shot. Doesn't even mess with that way. She doesn't have to deal with the side pocket at all. And this 9 ball to take the lead, 2-1 over Bret Snowden. A girl, April Larson. All right. Once again, a dry break. That's where the 9 on the spot's going to be a bit different than what we're used to, at least with the WPBA. Let's see what's going on. We got a Mickey Krause sighting on our stream. So I'm going to go back and check and see if I can find Angela's score, how she's doing. Angela is down 6-2 at the moment to Tom Ross, but she's still in the match, so it's not completed. So she may have some way to go still, but she could potentially get back in it. She was down 5-2 last night and made a hellacious comeback. There's Mickey Krause sporting the new Fedor line. Apparel line he just brought out. I think he started it at Derby City. I think that was his first outing. So if you're at Derby, you could go to his booth and check that out. Angela does still have her buyback. All these ladies, except for Christina Tkach, still have their buyback. Pia, Angela, and April. And then Christina probably used hers last night after her loss to Joshua Filler. in a great match. She ends up losing 9-5, but definitely could have swung a little bit closer in her favor. All right, great shot by April. She's going to shoot this forward down here in this bottom right-hand corner and draw the cue ball back a little bit. She needs the angle on the 5, so I don't see her getting too aggressive on the draw stroke here. Just good, staying on the good side of the 5 ball. Like that. Leaving enough angle that she can 1 rail, 2 rails if she got a little more angle than liked, but for sure 1 rail across for the 6. Bridging a little bit long, but she should be okay. Great shot. Was able to get the 2nd rail, slow that cue ball down even more. Well, a little flat on this 6, but she should be fine. She's looking at rolling forward for the 7 in the side. I don't hate that. A little slow up on the stroke there. I think she might have preferred to be another, 6 inches, maybe even 3 or 4 inches. Mickey needs to get out of my view. Stalker. I'm kidding, by the way, you guys. Don't take that seriously. All right. Oh boy. That changes things a little bit. She could play a 2-way here. She could go to bank this ball on the side and slide the cue ball under the 9. But she may just roll it to the rail and bring the cue on the other side of the 9. We'll see. Yeah, she's laying up. She didn't get there, though. All right. Bret's got an opportunity right here with these 2 balls to tie this match up. All right, and that's unfortunate for Bret. So April's going to make these 2 balls here and extend her lead, taking full advantage of that mistake by Bret. He didn't take very much time in the decision-making process on that 8. If it was that tight, he may have, if he'd have looked at it for a few more seconds, he may have rather shot it up in the corner. All right, and this 9 ball to extend her lead by 2. April Larson up 3-1. All right, guys, I don't want to drink my coffee live, so if I mute myself a little bit here and there, I apologize. I'm just taking drinks of my coffee. Anyone who's interested or feel that they can, we do accept donations. That is how I make a little money on the side from doing this. So if you're in the chat room, you're welcome to send us a donation through the super chat. If you'd like to donate just to the WPBA, you're also welcome to do so by going to WPBA.com, sending donations that way. I want to say thanks to the board of directors here for allowing me to do the streaming for these ladies' matches to our WPBA YouTube. So shout out to them for working with me on this crazy idea of mine to bounce back and forth between this channel and my other channel. But they've been super great about it, and the girls here They deserve this, right? Because it's unlikely they're going to throw these girls on the feature pay-per-view table, and these ladies are rock stars. So somebody should be streaming them for sure. They deserve all that love and more. All right, so unfortunately, Bret has missed the whole one ball. April's going to come to the table with ball in hand. I don't know if the 2 goes past the 7 into the side pocket. It sure looks like there's a gap between them based on shadows of the balls. But obviously, if it was easy and it went nicely, April would be there. So, yeah, Johnny, they're breaking with a 9 on the spot from the break box. So that's why we're seeing more dry breaks than typically out of the ladies. This is a totally different break format than what we usually play. So they've spent a lot of time, you can tell they've spent a lot of time working on it, trying to figure it out. Christina Tkach has done an exceptional job working on hers. And so April is definitely getting there as well. I just noticed, so we're seeing a lot more dry breaks this way. So I definitely hope the ladies don't draw each other. I want them to keep beating all the boys. I don't need them beating up on each other. All right, so April gets a good little jelly roll there. She ends up, doesn't look as though Bret's going to have an opportunity or a clear shot at this. He may go airborne. He does have to be mindful. That ball's about a half a diamond away from the rail, and he's going to have to come up and down and do some hopping before he connects with the red 3. So he could potentially hop it right off the table. But he also has the 5 all tied up. So this rack is nowhere near done. Lots of work left to do. Just not enough spinach on that ball to get under it and shoot the 4 on the side, but 5's tied up anyway, so April may opt to bank this out and put the cue ball up on the 5. Like that. As Ada Leo, the Iron Maiden, would say, that's jail time. Call the po-po. Thanks. Hi, Mr. Pickles. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and for anyone who does donate through a super chat on the YouTube, I will give you a shout out live. All right, everybody, if you're not in the chat and you want to be a part of our poll, we have a poll going on in there. How many games does April win by? So you check that out. If you're interested in getting into the poll, you go right ahead and jump on into the chat room. Fun stuff going on everywhere with the WPBA. I think it's great. And typically, we normally have more girls than this, even, than the 4 that are playing this event. I know that in the past, Brittany Bryant, as well as Christina Zlateva, and quite a few of the girls have played at Derby City on a regular basis. But this year, it just happens that we've got an event coming up right after it, literally, like 3-4 days. And so with travel and everything else, there's not a lot of downtime. I think some of the girls just opted to get prepared for the WPBA event coming up. But that's all right. Hopefully in the next couple of years, I myself can also make it back to the Derby City. Briar Rose. Well, Jasmine will be at Iron City. So the Old House and Iron City Invitational starts Wednesday after this event. So maybe that's also why. She might already be in the U.S. She just maybe isn't. She's taking the time to get acclimated and ready to play. Jasmine has taken about half of the events off from last season, so she'll be starting in stage 1 of the Old House and Iron City Invitational. She's good. The way that those events work, all right, so April's got a 5-9 here. This is going to be a pretty quick win. But anyway, the way the events work for the staged events is that there's 80 girls, but 48 start in the bottom stage. And 16 of those girls will come out of that bracket, and they will come into the final stage, which is a whole nother bracket, and the top 32 ranked players will be there waiting for the stage 1 players. So it's a tough grind. I think that Rita Cho at the Soaring Eagle Masters that we had back in July, Rita Cho started in stage 1, and I think she had to win 11 matches to get to the finals. So it's a grind. Jasmine's got her work cut out for her. We've got quite a list of players coming in for that. It's a WPBA ranked event as well, which means it's at least $25,000 added. So you guys, make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe to WPBA Billiards on YouTube, where you're at, where you're watching right now, and hit the little bell icon. That will notify you every time we go live. And then you won't miss any of the action at ICB. Yes, Johnny Caps, I expect to see you at ICB as well. Of course, I'll be in my little booth upstairs, but you're always welcome to say hi. Briar Rose, I don't really, so in the WPBA, the Fargo rate has nothing to do with the WPBA. We have a few ways that you can get in through promoter spots or some of the regional tours throughout the country. You can check into that. But I don't think, like me, my Fargo rate is really old, and up until we started using digital pool on the tour, none of my tour play was going towards my Fargo. So I'm like a 600 Fargo, and I'm a top 32 ranked player. So, you know, I don't think that Fargo has really anything to do with the WPBA. Everything that the WPBA does is based on your play inside the actual tour. How you get in to a WPBA event is find out if the promoter of an event is having qualifiers. You can attempt to go in through a qualifying spot. You can also reach out and email the WPBA if you think that you would be available for something last minute, if we're in your area. It's a tough one right now because we've got a huge list of already ranked players already that have points and are invested in the tour. So it's a tough feeder system right now. And then, of course, when they're WPA ranked events, which we have quite a few of them this year, those, you know, the WPA holds so many promotional spots for their players as well, for some of the more international girls. I see that it's very cold in Alabama. Julie Melman Cohen and we've been best friends for 30 years. And I was laughing because she made a snowman when you guys got all that snow in Alabama. And anyway, needless to say, I had to giggle because I said, oh, so that means you're moving back to Michigan, because we didn't have any snow yet. But we do now, and it's very cold here. Let's get back to the match, folks. You guys can see there's information posted in our chat about how to get involved with the WPBA. Bret's trying. He's got to do everything he can to get back in this match. He doesn't want to allow April to get too much more of a lead. He's falling kind of straight here. If he can't go to the rail and back out, he'll just draw it straight out. Like that. And then he'll have to make a decision if he, I don't know the angle he has, if he can just stun this ball, or if he's going to have to draw it back and shoot the 8 in the same pocket. Bret's taking his time here. I mean, I'm sure he's starting to feel the heat a little bit. April's pretty dominant in this set already. Very close to it. I actually think this is going to work out just fine. He just needs to pocket this 8. Maybe put a little draw on the cue ball. Just to draw the cue ball away from the point of contact. Just like that. And this 9 ball, ladies and gentlemen, to get to 2 for Bret. He will be breaking. Hello, Steve Griffith. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share the stream, guys, and get involved. We do have a poll going on in the chat. Little Mickey Krause sighting again. I'm telling you, they're stalking us. They want to be on our stream. Mickey's got the hair for it, but this is all ladies. We're going to try to do our best to follow the paths of these ladies. Like I said, we have 4 ladies from the WPBA playing in this event. April Larson, who you're watching now, Pia the Killer Filler, Angela Janik, the Croatian Sensation, and Christina Tkach, the Crystal, and our world #1 ranked female player, as well as the #1 ranked WPBA player. So lots of good action to come still. All these ladies are still sitting pretty. Christina did have to use her buyback, but she's in action, don't you worry. She's playing great. So Bret was able to make a ball on the break. He's going to remove the Outsville rack from the table. The Outsville is the template rack they're using for the Derby City Classic. They can be customized, and we used them for quite a few years on tour as well. We have recently switched and started working with the Perfect rack, which is produced out of Canada, and I really like the Perfect rack. It's also a template rack, just made out of a little different product than per se. It's like a cross between the Magic rack and the Outsville rack. That's the best way I can describe it as far as product that it's made out of. I would say they're talking about the best hair in pool. I don't think Mickey has the best hair, but I would say Vitali would be my pick for guys, for sure. His hair doesn't move, and it's always perfect. All right, that 1 ball sat up. That's real good for April right there. She is pretty deep in that pocket. She's got to make a decision on how she wants to get out of there. She can play this with draw and try to come in between the 9 and the 2 for position. I don't know if she'll try to go to the left side of the 1. That might be a little bit dangerous. And she could opt just to get back to the center of the table and take the cut on the 2. Not do anything fancy with the cue. All right, great shot. She played the draw. Very intelligent shot by April, unfortunately. She's overdrew it a little bit because now she's going to be queuing over the 3. Hi, Tara Connor. How are you, Miss Pilot? I think it's cool that you fly planes, but I don't know if I could handle it. I'd probably have a panic attack in the plane. You wouldn't want me with you. All right, Nice stroke, elevated and everything. Nice control. I don't know if April's played Bret in the past or if they're super familiar with each other. I would assume they are if they're both Mark Wilson students, but the poll will be ending at the end of this rack, guys. So if you want to get in on the poll, make sure you jump on the chat. Oh, Lily, thank you. I will. Thank you for your donation, Lily. I will enjoy my coffee. I'm drinking some right now, and I'm going to get more. All right, nice stroke by April there. She just needs to pocket this ball and accept the cut on the 7. It's not a big deal. It's not that difficult of a shot. It's a very natural lead into the 8 ball. She'll probably play this with a tiny bit of high right hand English. Just enough to keep the cue ball tracking towards the 8. She put a ton on it, but she hit it great. Great. Hi, Desmond. Of course I'm supporting the ladies. I mean, these are my girls. So I had reached out a while back and asked the board if I could stream to the Derby City Classic because I knew some of these ladies were going. I'd already had a conversation with Christina Tkach, and I knew she was going, as well as April. I knew April was launching her Q case line, and of course Angela. I wasn't sure about Pia, but I assumed because she was coming for the Iron City, and then I did talk to her closer to the event. And so it was a no-brainer, in my opinion, to try to catch as many of the ladies' matches on the WPBA Billiards page as possible. All right, in this 9 ball to extend her lead, April Larson, 5-3 over Bret Snowden. So this is winner breaks, 9 on the spot, breaking from the break box. Let's see if April can get something going. I don't think she's made a ball on the break yet. And to be fair, in the last match that we watched, she also did not. So typically, girls like Brittany Bryant, Christina Zliteva, a lot of them are at the Derby City. Christina Zliteva is promoting the Olhausen Iron City event, which is starting next week at her home pool room at Iron City Billiards in Birmingham, Alabama. So I'm sure she's super busy preparing for that event. And I actually don't think Boyana's coming to this event. I don't think she's on the players list. And I may be wrong because I didn't look at it that closely. It's been such a busy couple weeks that once they announced the players list, I haven't had a lot of time to even think about it. No 3-point rule here. With a 9 on the spot, they don't really mess with the 3-point rule too much. All right, so he didn't quite contain the situation. I don't think April's going in the right direction to play the carom into the 8, but I'm also not at the table. She could do a couple different things here. She could thin it and try to play under the 6. She could, I can't tell how close it is the 8. It's hard to call this shot. If she could play the carom, that's great, but look at her swinging at this craziness. Girl, it's dark in there. You don't want to go in there. Brutal. She got real creative there. She tried to open up the pack and just see, right? Like, sometimes fortune favors the bold, so you just swing at stuff. But she saw something there. She left Bret in a difficult position if he goes offensive at the 1. This is a very difficult shot, and he's cueing from the pocket. He's going to just play this containing safety. Very smart shot. All right, guys. So the results of the poll are in. There were 52 votes. So thanks, everybody who voted in the poll. Right now, it says that 67% believe April is going to win with 3 to 4 games difference. 21% said 1 to 2 games different, and 11% said 5+ games different. So we'll see who was right there. So thanks everybody who got involved in the polls. We appreciate you doing that. Super fun. Maybe if April and Mickey draw that, we'll say who's got the best hair or something. We'll do something fun. Or who else wears loud, bright shoes? Roberto Gomez? Maybe if April draws Berto? I don't know. Joking, but I'm digging April's shoes right now, I'm not going to lie. All matchy-matchy with her jam-up jersey. Alright, so she should be able to just kind of pinch and hold the cue ball right there for the 4. And really, honestly, I don't know. The 6 to the 7 could be the shot that could make a difference. She could play short side on it if she gets the right angle on the 6. But we'll see. Like this, just rolling forward, giving herself a more natural lane to shoot the 5 to the 6. She'll play this with a high ball and come one rail back out. She almost wants the cue ball to kind of be on the right side of the table by the side pockets. There she might be able to play short side on the 7. She fell flat. And she's cueing over the 9. Alright, playing a high ball with a big stroke. Looks like she's going to accept the combination. This is when I wish I had different camera views. Pretty spoiled at the WPBA, aren't we? Alright, that's jail time, folks. Call the popo. Yeah, the 9 is on the spot in this event, but normally in the WPBA, these ladies shoot with a 1 on the spot. So successful safety by April. She's got ball in hand and 3 balls to extend her lead. This is round 4 of the Derby City Classic 9-ball. Everybody loves the grinder, right? Fell a little short on this 9. She's going to have to cut it in, but I think she'll be just fine. For those of you guys who are new to the stream, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to WPBA Billiards on YouTube, please make sure to do that. Also, take just a second to hit the thumbs up button for this video. If you'd like to donate to the WPBA or you're interested in becoming a sponsor or getting involved, please go to WPBA.com. If you'd like to donate directly to the stream or to send us a super chat, I would totally appreciate that. We'll give you a shout out on the stream. All right, the grinder in action at the Derby City Classic. Let's see what's going on around the room. I'm going to try to catch some. live scores while she's racking. Derek Pogorski, Ann Arbor Derek. Derek's done some commentary for us here at the WPBA. Is currently up 7-5 over Gwen Sharpton. Gary Urnowski is up 8-5 over Adam Cooley. Let's see who else. Jesus Atencio is up 7-2 over Darcy Schuerman. Angela Janik is down 8-4, but she's making a fight, so maybe she can get back in that match. We'll see. He is on the hill. Marshall Wooten's up 5-1 over Nicholas DeLeon at the moment. Josh Roberts is up 2-1 at Ed Dienthal. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. And Gerson Martinez and Moritz Neuhausen are sitting at 3s. Mickey Krause is up 4-2 over Jason Frayling. So lots of stuff going on at the Derby City Classic. If you've never been, you should go at least once in your life. It's like none other. There's no event on the planet like the Derby City. Not a single one. There's so many cool events. If you guys are interested in watching too, the finals, etc., because we will not have access to stream those finals. Those will be on Sunday. You have to go and purchase the pay-per-view, feature pay-per-view, and you can go to digitalpool.net and check that out. You can also go to Digital Pool and find that link in the brackets. Trust me, I'll also be purchasing the next couple of days and the final day. So I can watch the finals. I'll be sitting, enjoying it, not having to wear a headset, and get to watch all the finals with all of you guys. So make sure that you go there and purchase that. Use code LFR if there's a discount still available. I'm not sure, but you can always try. All right, Bret's really got to get back in here. Score 6-2 in favor of April Larson. Hola, J. David. ¿Cómo está? You're done with your practice session? Yes, Lily. Put the 1 on the spot. If you want to learn Pia's and Christina's as well as Margarita's breaks, put the 1 on the spot and go back to practicing. Hi, Stefan. Yeah, I live about 4.5 hours from there. And I would love to go, but this year just wasn't working out for me. So instead, I'm streaming and watching with you guys. Uh-oh, it's dark in there. Ball in hand for April Larson. Bret just can't get anything rolling. Poor guy. He's fighting hard. Right, so April's trying to make a decision here. She rolls this 6 in. She wants the cue ball to be in a good position to just go naturally to the 8 from the 7. So a lot of times when you're playing 9 ball, you want to be looking 2 and 3 balls ahead. That is something the grinder does very well. Alright, 2 rails to the 8. She may have overhit this. Just cooked it a little bit. Oop. I think she's going to be just fine. She does have to be mindful of the scratch on the left-hand side pocket, but she should be able to drag it past that. Anywhere on that end of the table is going to sit pretty good. She's looking just to make sure. If she plays this with a high ball, she definitely has to worry about the scratch, but she may be able to just throw it a little bit to the pocket, which will help with the angle coming off there. All right, so she avoided it. I like that, dragging away from the point of contact. Very good shot by April Larson. I think that was smart, too, and then the side pocket becomes a non-issue. And this 9 ball to get to 7 over Bret Snowden. All right, there it is, the grinder. I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in and sharing and subscribing and liking and doing all the things. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond, the voice of the WPBA, bringing you all this from the Derby City Classic at the Caesars Casino and Hotel in southern Indiana. This event is being sponsored by WPBA sponsors as well, the Simonis, Aramith, and Diamond, as well as the casino and Masters Billiard Chalk and AccuStats video productions, as well as digital pool. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for the suggestion. So you are probably right. My scoring link is a direct link to the tablet that they're using. So this is just the way digital pool sets up their scoreboards. But this is a race to 9. I try to say it a few times just because, but you're right. We could potentially put that somewhere on the screen. Let's definitely put that down in my handy dandy notebook. All right, so Bret's pace has picked up a little bit. He's probably a little frustrated. He does need to be mindful of how to get from the 5 to the 6 and then the 6 to the 7. This is tough. He's going to play this with a really high ball. I don't know if he's going to come pro side. He's going to find the window between the 8 and the 9. All right, great shot by Bret. Worked out nicely. So he played that with high left-hand spin. All right, be careful of the side pocket. And beautiful. Best shot. Best shot he's hit so far, I think. It's going to be a real nice run for Bret here. And well needed. I mean, I truly believe that no matter what happens in the match, a little bit of confidence goes a long way. Just rolled in the 8 and this 9 ball to get to 3. Bret Snowden got himself another mark on the board. They are using the outfield template rack for the Derby City Classic. Hi, Carly. So there's 500 players in this at the moment. Well, there's not. That's not what's left. Let's go look and see. So there were 501 players signed up for this event. At the moment, there's 255 still playing, eliminated 246 players. Lots of stuff still going on in the room. This is round 3. It's round 3 is 90% completed. They are shooting round 4. That's where April's at right now. There's been some pushbacks on timing. But yes, we are jamming right along. I do not know how many rounds will actually be. Right, so he does make one on the break there. It's a pretty good break. Yeah, it's super hard because we don't know how many people will rebuy in. So once someone loses, they have to rebuy. They get one rebuy. If they rebuy back in, it definitely changes. Some people will, some people won't. And so it changes how many rounds will go from there. Yes, very even matchup for these two. Bret's definitely catching a little gear. I think he thought he was about to scratch there. He's fallen flat here, though, and the 8's a big ball. He's going to have to put his big stroke on. Try to get that cue ball drawn back about, I don't know, I would say probably at least 2 diamonds. Oh, he can go forward with it. Well, that's good. 2 rails out, back to the center. That's smart. Is he going to use 3? Oh, this is going to fall flat. He ended up getting it off the rail, so that's good. Yeah, Carly, if you go to Digital Pool and you go to tournaments and then click on Derby City Classic 9 ball, if you click on that, when you get into that, what they call it's the overview, go to the viewer. The viewer will show you each round. You can scroll through rounds at the top. It'll tell you the percentage of the round that's done or completed, and then you can just scroll to the next round. Anything in green is playing, anything in brown is scheduled. So lots of action going on at Derby City Classic. And there's a ton of players, so it's a little overwhelming. But there's also the live score link, just like we have with our digital pool set up at the WPBA, and you can click on that and you can see the tables and who's playing and what the score lines are. It's just that there's not a traditional bracket for these events. They're just calling it a viewer. All right, the 7 ball, tricky. I don't know if he can carry him into the 9 and make it 2, but I would definitely just focus on making the 7. Looks like his eyes may be bugging him a little bit. He fell under the 8. Should be fine. Makes the 8. If he makes the 8, he's got the 9. No worries. Oh. All right, so a bit of a testing shot for April, but she's back at the table, and I'm sure she'll take it. She doesn't have to worry so much about the 9, just simply because it's real close to a pocket. But she does have to pocket the 8. I don't think there's a good containing safety. She has to decide if she's going to bank it or try to Ginsu cut it like a ninja into the lower left-hand corner. So we'll see what April's decisions come to with her cool pink shoes. Personally, I think I prefer the cut. Less variables. Oh. Alright, so she's left Bret difficult. This is not a good position to be in for him. Almost like a ninja. Caught it just a little thick. And he makes it. Not sure if he's going to have to bank this 9 too. He may have to bank this 9. I mean, he can cut it. I mean, I do believe he can cut this ball. He's just going to have to cut it really thin, which means the cue ball is going to have a ton of pace. Ladies and gentlemen, April Larson is on the hill, 8-3 over Bret Snowden. And breaking. So you are allowed, I do believe you are allowed to concede the 9-ball. Now in the WPBA, we don't allow concessions. I think unless it's like the hill game and you're straight in or something crazy. I do think there's some type of stipulation. But we just don't. Every ball needs to be pocketed. You never know. Crazy things happen. Yes, I would agree, Pat, because the race was to 7, to 8 for the WPBA, and April would have won right there. But also that, although I don't think these two have been at a slow pace at all, but we are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock as well. That keeps the pace of play going steadily. I'm not going to lie, I do enjoy that. I know Gerald doesn't like the shot clocks, but I do. As a streamer who sits through these matches, the long matches and the slow play can be quite tedious and difficult to commentate. So I like the speed of the play, the rate of play that we have at the WPBA. Oh, yeah, Pat's referring to the concessions. Yeah, so in the WPBA, if he had conceded that, he would have lost that and won. So, yes. And April would have won the set. Yes, you're right, Pat. All right, April's got to stay tight. She can't give away too many. Bret's already proven that he's got nothing to lose, so he's going to start, probably swinging at some shots instead of being more passive. Typically, when fortune favors the bold, so. Hi, Arlene. Thank you for tuning in. Shot clocks are used at Derby on the feature table. But I don't think they put anyone on a shot clock on the outside tables, just for the feature. Which you guys have seen the AggiStats Arena, so you're familiar with the way that looks and the shot clock that's on that. And I know a lot of you probably have already purchased the feature pay-per-view, so you've probably already seen it in this event. All right, so April's jumping. Oh, she's just massing. Oh, it's dark in there. And she gives up ball in hand with the 1-9 ride. Brutal. Yeah, it's definitely tough when there's tables and people all the way around you. All right, so the score line, ladies and gentlemen, is 8-4. That does give Bret another notch in the belt. He's going to be breaking. This match is not over yet.
Digital Pool is the ultimate app for billiards enthusiasts, tournament directors, and league operators. Digital Pool enables world-class billiards events by using innovative technology to enhance and streamline the experience at every angle. Experience features like live scoring, text notifications, table assignments, real-time match updates, automatic reporting the Fargo rating, player stats and profiles, live streaming overlays, online player registration, and digital payment tracking. Enjoy all this and more by signing up for your free account at digitalpool.com.
Alright, so Carly, I only actually have room for 4. So I picked my 4 favorites for now, and we'll see what I can come up with. I maybe could download some more, but I gotta work on it. It took me a really long time to figure these out. It takes me a really long time to figure anything out, but you know me, once I get it figured out, we're good. Alright, everybody. So Bret has had a good break. He's got a decent shot on the 2, although there's some distance there. I do believe he should be able to pocket it. Alright, he's probably going to the air, folks. Came up just a little short on the 3. And that's a foul. Clipped the 6 on his way over it. So April's going to have ball in hand. The 4 to the 5 is really the key shot, in my opinion, on this rack. Maybe even the 6 to the 7. But with ball in hand, this makes it much more comfortable trying to figure it out. Definitely the 4 to the 5, though. April's set up to shoot the 3 and go 1 reel back out. She's seen her kind of set the cue ball where she wanted to be. Good shot. Should be just a nice follow stroke here. Doesn't have to get too creative. Just pocket the ball and make sure she gets in the window of the 5. She does get there. I don't know if she's falling straight. She may have just enough, though, where she's got angle to get around for the 6. Now, this is a preference, but she may want to just try to get to the 6 in the corner. She could go 2 rails out for the 6 in the side. Then she may have to contend with the 8. Oh, she hit it good. Perfect. I like the 2-railer out to the 6, but you notice she walked around and looked to see where the 8 was. And from the line of the shot, she should be able to just punch it over, stun it, just like that. Good shot by April. She really needs to bear down, get through these 3 balls, and complete this set. In her fancy shoes. I'm loving them. I absolutely love her shoes. All right. Nice touch by April. Dragging it out and around for the 8 ball in the side pocket. Looks like she's limited on queuing. She's going to have to roll this ball forward. Take the cut on the 9. get this 9-ball to advance to round 5 here at the Derby City Classic 9-ball event. April Larson, the grinder, one of WPBA's top lady stars, doing what we do. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your match. April Larson has defeated Bret Snowden in a scoreline of 9-4. So anybody that was in the poll, you may have been right. 3 to 4 games, 60. Yeah, so 5 games, 5+ games. Only 11% of you thought that April would do it with that big of a ball count, or with that big of a deficit between her and Bret. So congratulations to April. Bret Snowden's probably taking himself to the buyback window as we speak. We're going to reboot the stream and figure out what's going on next. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you're watching WPBA Billiards on YouTube. This is the Derby City Classic 9-ball.
The WPBA is the longest-standing women's professional pool tour and the biggest supporter of women playing pool.
An incredible community of strong women and people who are putting a lot of time and effort in growing women's pool.
It gives women something to strive for, a reason to improve their game and to try their hardest to become a better player.
I get to play with the best players in the world, and not only that, but I get to call them my friends.
Every time I get to come to an event, I feel at home with all of the girls.
Meeting and competing against fierce women.
The camaraderie amongst the players.
The fierce and high-level competition with a beautiful group of ladies.
We have always stuck together, and most of all, because of our competitive spirit with each other and our long-lasting friendships.
The organization always listens to what the players have to say, and they're always trying to improve the tour for us.